guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Saturday. I don't normally get to say happy Saturday because I don't normally upload today, but this week we've been super productive, so bonus, ding 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 ding. This is your extra video for this week. I hope you enjoy. So this build was supposed to be a tiny house build, and it's way too big. So it's like 3.5 times the amount of tiles you need to qualify for a small house, you know, tier 3 of a tiny house. So yeah, it's not. As I did this, it kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, it's just a normal residential, but there's nothing wrong with that. So that means also that to play with this, you don't need Tiny Living. I don't think I even use any items from Tiny Living in this either, because there is lots of CC. If you didn't know already, if this is the first video you've ever watched of mine, welcome first of all. And for all of my custom content builds, I always create a download post over on Tumblr, so it lists all of these sets you're going to require and gives links for them to have this build in your game exactly as it is in my game. So that is in the top line of the description. It's the download plus CC list. Click on that link, it will take you to the Tumblr post, and you'll get all the details you need. And you do not need a Tumblr post to click on that link. Anybody at plus their mother can look at Tumblr without having an account. You don't have to be logged in or anything. So yeah, that's, I suppose that's it. Oh, and it's also up on the gallery. All of my builds are up on the gallery. Don't forget to tick the include custom content little checkbox in the advanced search options. Otherwise you cannot see any of my CC filled builds because they hide them like that, you know? They're not very nice. They just hide them from you. So yeah, that is it. And I think that's everything. Yes, back to this build. This build is an IRL thing. Lots of my things are IRL builds. This is called Marino Casino, and it's located in Dublin. I had no idea before I found this place, but casino in Italian means a small house, and so that's what this is. It's a small home, but it's not really. But it is, but it isn't. This is kind of a small house, but it feels a lot bigger because we are using the tallest wall height on the first floor, and then I use the medium wall height on the second floor. God, I'm turned American, sorry. We use the tallest wall height on the ground floor and the medium wall height on the first floor. Okay, I've brought it back. This is what happens when you spend too much time on the internet. We all merge into one. But yeah, I actually built, if you can see it now, I'm building and I've got the tallest and also the shortest wall height being used. I do all of this detailing, everything. The outside I think is completed, and then I realised, no. That needs to be the medium wall height, not the shortest. And so I stopped recording at this point and then proceed to redo all of that trim that you see there at the top. Redo that all again and redo the columns. Those columns don't stay, those Tuscan columns don't stay at all. I actually changed them for Ionic columns just because I was using Ionic pilasters that you see there, like either side of the door. I wanted to keep it in the same family and for people not to be like, you can't mix them. So yeah, I swapped them for Ionic ones. I think the columns used on the real build are they look like Tuscan columns at the top. They don't have that same like ribbed effecty detail thing. But then they have an extra bit of detail on the capitals. So they're kind of like a mix between Ionic and Tuscan ones. I think they are Tuscan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And to me, this build, the real life build, did not say Italian to me at all. I didn't look at it and think Italian, but if it's called a casino and that's an Italian word meaning small home, then it must be, I suppose. There's a reason why they must have called it an Italian name. Being is in Dublin, Ireland. I don't know why. I have no idea. But yeah, so I saw this, I think, on my hunt to find tiny houses. I do have like a hidden secret squirrel board for tiny homes, and as I said, I wanted to do this as a tiny home, but I'm always looking for tiny homes that I can do using Felix Anders content as opposed to in-game ones. I like to kind of mix and match the tiny homes that I'm going to be releasing. So I was hoping for this to be tiny, but of course it's not, because I think if you've been here long enough on my channel, you know that I can't build small a lot of the time. But yesterday I did. Yay, I can say this. I'm recording this before you've even seen it. But yeah, yesterday's video was a tiny CC free build, so I can build tiny occasionally. I shouldn't be so hard on myself, but this one, it just needed to be this big. I wasn't going to compromise on the proportions and stuff, and I think you can see here am I looking at proportions now? I think I put all this round the top, and then I realized, like, no, it needs to be on the medium wall height, and I'm really happy I did that because the inside just seems super duper tall, and I ended up doing the first floor as a mezzanine level, so I've kind of cut out almost half of the flooring, and you've got a stairs going up, and then you can overlook from the bedroom. It overlooks the downstairs, and I've done a really interesting layout actually in this one. The interior, I think, I like it. I've done some more color in here mixed with black and white, but yeah, some pops of color, and it's a layout that I don't think I've ever done before because of course this house is shaped so weird. It's kind of like a cross shape, so yeah, I'll get to it when we get into the interior, but I'm happy with the way I managed to divide up the space because it did make my brain hurt a little bit. I think you'll see some of my struggle for what I do in the center of the room, but I think I might have cut some of it out. But yeah, so I think it's at this point I decide, yeah, let's swap over to the medium wall height. I also swap now to a different lot because as cute as this lot looks when I'm building on it, it doesn't really photograph very well. So if you wanted to play in this build, I would also suggest you place it on this lot. It's the, what is this called? It might be Dock Den, I'm not too sure. I don't think it is. I think it's the other one, but it's a 40 by 30 lot here on Windenburg Island. But I couldn't get a good shot of any angle of the builds, and I just decided, you know what? Instead of it being by the sea, we're just going to put it more in the countryside, so I move it to another lot that I think I used last week for another tiny home. Yeah, I put it on that lot. It's in Windenburg. As you have noticed for the last, I don't know how many weeks, I can't get enough of Windenburg. Even when I'm not doing the Windenburg world renovation, I'm still building in Windenburg. But yeah, I'll be back next week with another Windenburg build. I think I'm gonna do a commercial lot this time because I did a residential this week. I'll try and do a commercial, and I'm just gonna keep on building for as long as I'm inspired, to be quite honest. So if I am super productive next week, then you will get 4 builds as well. We'll just have to play it by ear, if you get what I mean. But I am very conscious that everyone is spending a little bit more time, well, a lot more time at home, and there is only so much Netflix you can watch. I think I heard in Europe that Netflix was downgrading the quality of their streams because everyone's at home and everyone's on lockdown, so it's a big strain on the internet. So they've downgraded their streams. So I'm glad I don't pay for the highest quality Netflix streaming because I would be cheated out of my service. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get out as many builds as possible. I really do want to try and do another reshade video. I know the one on my channel is way out of date now, and my reshade recently kind of, well, yeah, it's kind of broken, which is, it's strange. I think this happened to me once before, but all of my depth of field effects don't work anymore, so I'm just gonna have to reinstall reshade, and at this point it's had an upgrade from the one that I had installed, so I'm gonna upgrade and stuff. But I would like to try and create another preset for reshade. If you didn't know, like a long time ago I started using my Light Brigade preset, and lots of you still use it, but I actually don't use my own preset anymore. I think I've learned quite a bit since I did it, and I just like to update it for my current computer. I made it when I was using an iMac, and it had different color settings and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try and update it and maybe have a few things that are helpful when taking screenshots as well. So it's gonna be like a multi-use preset, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. But you know what, there's options when you use reshade. You can turn effects on and off, but I kind of find that a little bit irritating. I think I'd rather just have two separate presets that I could flick between. So one was just like, this is gameplay, this is for screenshots, and it would actually be quicker to change presets than it would be to turn stuff on and off, because you have to remember the shortcuts and stuff. And I don't know if you're the same as me, but I never remember the shortcuts when it comes to reshade, turning stuff on and off, because they're set by the person that creates the preset. They're not set by, they're not like a common, I don't know, they're not a standard shortcut. You can set whatever you want to be a shortcut for turning effects on and off in reshade. So yeah, I would like possibly to do another reshade preset. I say this, I'm a huge fan. If you want to know, most of the time I take my screenshots. So if you see now, this video footage has no reshade applied. This is just in-game lighting. I don't use reshade at all anymore. I stopped using reshade when Island Living came out and Sulani was a thing, because I put my reshade on and I was like, oh, it's making it all washed out. I didn't like the way it looked in Sulani, so I stopped using it, and I just kind of got used to the old lighting, which is really bad. But yeah, I want to definitely create a preset that still keeps the depth that is in the colors and things like that, but is a little bit brighter, because it is overall a little bit dark and dingy, the lighting in game. But yeah, I just like to slightly tweak it, and then I'd be super duper happy. But yeah, my go-to presets for taking screenshots would definitely be, I think it's called Money and Milk. It's the newest preset I have installed, and I don't think I'm going to take the pictures for this build using it. I haven't taken screenshots or anything of this, but for the build yesterday, was it Hoog Hideaway? That one is using Money and Milk. It's really, really nice. Whoever made it knew what they were doing, and they took a lot of time to create it. So I use that one. I use Hazy Days and Blueberry, and that's by Picture Mobe. And I also use her Clear Bloom. That one's another favorite. Clear Bloom, Hazy Days, Money and Milk. And I used to, but I don't anymore. I had Silent Hill, is, you know, the video game and movie or whatever, Silent Hill. I used to have a preset of that, and I didn't use the preset as is. I just switched off lots of the effects and used that for my slightly more moody builds. But I haven't really done moody builds so far, so I haven't had to use it in a little bit of a while. And I think that's about it. Yeah, but anyway, for the exterior, let's get back to this build. For the exterior, it's very symmetrical. I'm not used to being so symmetrical with my builds. I like a bit of asymmetry in my life. But with this, it's very symmetrical, it's square, everything is kind of the same all the way around. But I try to keep the back of the build, like the landscaping, a little bit different. In the front, it's grass where you see the planted areas there. It's grass at the front. At the back, I wanted to have it all huge bushes, lush, well planted, considered little beings. And then we have a barbecue area, the like outdoor eating area and all that stuff. I haven't put a back door into it. I've only got one door going into the house, and I think actually that worked out a little bit better, because if I had the door at the back of the building as well, I wouldn't be able to fit in so much because it would be blocking the door out. So I'm happy that we just kept the front door, so your Sims will have to go out the front door and walk around the back to the back of the building in order to use the barbecue and all that stuff. But can you just imagine you actually lived in a place like this? I would be so shooketh if I went to someone's house and it was like this. It's only 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, but it's kind of epic. I can only imagine how much a place like this in real life would cost in The Sims. I don't actually know. I haven't actually looked how much this costs. You know what I'm like with budgets, but yeah. Oh, while we're doing it, I'm doing this cute little feature. I've used the 2-end island units. I've actually only used island counters in this. I haven't used any regular counters. I've just used islands, and I put the wall there so that I could put the kitchen cabinets, wall cabinets, in that little gap that was created. Because if you don't know this, if your counter's up against the wall, they're actually less deep, so they're shallower up against the wall, and when you move them into the middle of the room, they get deeper, but none of the ovens match that. They're always done to be up against the wall, never in the middle of the room. So if you wanted them to match perfectly, as CC creators, we could create 2 different versions, like one for the middle of the room and one for up against the wall. But we normally just keep with what The Sims does and just have one version. So yeah, I play a lot around with this middle section here. I wanted it to be perfectly in the middle, and we managed to create that by making it slightly narrower, so it ends up like this C shape. And I do at the end just flip it around so that the entrance to it is on the other side, and then we just have the seating area to the left of it. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this all managed to fit together. As you can see, I'm constantly changing around this middle section because it was giving me a bit of a heart attack. It's like the place is big, but when you come to do the layout inside, you're like, oh please no. It's a little bit of a headache, but I think this is the best possible layout. I think it needed to be one big huge area rather than like trying to do this into proper functional traditional rooms. I think the rooms would have been way too small and squished in. I'm not sure how good my screenshot's going to look from this place because you know, when you have everything in one place, it ends up not looking too funky fresh. But yeah, again, I do end up putting a splash of colour on that sofa there. You'll see I end up getting, I think, the chairs from City Living. You'll see me put them in just a second. Have I found them yet? Have I found them? No, still haven't found them. Still going. Here they are. I love those armchairs. They are little accent chairs. I am a huge fan of them. I think it's probably my favourite armchair that comes with the game. I think so. City Living has some really nice pieces in it actually, and using that inspired me to use more colour when it came to the rest of the build. Originally, as you can see, there was just a lot of black, white, grey, but when I put that in, it inspired me to change the sofa to the brighter green. We've used a yellow here. I think I end up putting some plant pots in, and I do them all different primary colours. So yeah, a little bit in love. It's kind of a little bit delicious. And I think I like the blend of modern furniture mixed with more classic pieces. For example, those chairs around the dining table are very much classic older pieces. And then, of course, there's like the use of the huge sculptures as well, which I'm a big fan of. Modern furniture, the older walls, we've got marble all over the place, marble on the floor, marble on the walls. That vibe mixed with modern furniture is just my personal aesthetic preference. If I had all the money in the world, that's what I'd do. I'd have ridiculous paneling on the walls, like my dream house. Ridiculous paneling on the walls, like drop dead gorgeous, like jaw-dropping paneling, and then modern pieces, modern furniture and everything, and traditional sculptures and artwork probably. Yeah, that's the route I would go. I definitely want to sometime in the future build my own like dream home. I think I mentioned it before, someone's like dream home series, because I said I can't just pick one style. I kind of mix and match what my favorite thing is. Sometimes I change my mind. I like a lot of different styles. I think you get that vibe considering how many different styles of build I do on the channel. I think you get that I kind of just like all design. I'm just all design. Is there one design that I don't like? I don't think so. There's some that I lean into a little bit more than others, but yeah, I don't think there's any time period that I really, really, really hate. Like, I even like Baroque and Rococo. Like, I'm just a fan of those things because I personally feel like back then it was a trade that you had to be super talented to be in. Can just like all the like plaster moldings and all these ornate things that were created during that time period. To do that, you had to, there was no computers, none of that stuff. You just had to be a damn amazing artist to get far in the world with that one. And I can really appreciate it because I cannot draw to save my life. I can't sculpt, I can't draw. I'm pretty good at painting. Give me the outlines and I'm good at painting all that stuff. I could do like the shadows, where the light hits, but I can't draw to save my life. It's one skill I wish I had. If there's one skill I wish, it was drawing. And you wouldn't think that considering some of the cakes that I make, but I always have to trace stuff. It takes me so much longer because I have to get a template for things and I can't just like free flow and draw stuff. I always have to get reference and do it. So I suppose that's why I love The Sims so much. It just gives me just enough control and not too much for me to bring like my vision to life, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I am appreciating this game more and more and more. I think it has allowed me in the 20 years I've been playing it to create some pretty amazing things. I think it's just the right amount of control. I wouldn't get the same satisfaction, I think, if I built these houses in, in like a 3D visualization program. If I built these in like Maya and did renders of them and showed them off, I just wouldn't get the same satisfaction. I think it's because also you guys, there's like a secondary function after I make them, other people get to enjoy them. I think that's the same way I felt like when I baked cakes. I would bake a cake, I don't get to enjoy it, but somebody else does, and I get exactly the same feeling when I build houses in The Sims. So yeah, I build it. I very rarely use them, but you guys get to enjoy them, so it makes it all the worthwhile. And yeah, I'm just super happy we had The Sims, especially being locked in and everything. I'm sure you guys are enjoying The Sims as well. Quick note also, we are kind of creeping up to the 30k. kind of creeping up there, and I thought maybe we could do another build challenge for 30k, especially if you guys have a little bit more time on your hands than usual. When we do hit 30k, I will be announcing a build challenge. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with codes and stuff. I have got a few codes lying around, but I would like to give you your choice of codes. I'm gonna try and do it. Hopefully that's something I can get arranged. But yeah, I am gonna do another giveaway as well. I just finished getting my last winners for the base game giveaway. Believe it or not, I think I had to do 3 rounds of picking winners for the base game giveaway in order to get everyone claiming their code. I had 5 codes to give away, and I have to re-pick winners constantly. The last one is now gone. I've still got another 5 codes for Discover University. I think I have a code for... Do I have a code for Realm of Magic? I think I do. I think I have a Realm of Magic code. And then I have one... What was the last one? Oh, I think I have 6 codes for Discover University. 6 for Discover University, a code I think for Realm of Magic, or did I? No, I think I might have done a giveaway. There's one more that I have a code for that I need to do. But I don't know, I feel like it would be boring if I just did a build challenge just for those codes. So I don't know, we'll think about it. Let me know if you have any preference on what you would like maybe the build challenge to be focused around. But I think I really did like the whole let me put down a foundation and you guys turn it into something. I think that was just enough for you to come up with something kind of spectacular. And of course now there are you guys on console, so you can enter the CC free portion. I will remember to keep 2 different options, CC free and with CC. I liked the fact that there were 2 different categories for you to enter. So yeah, that's everything coming up. Loads more builds. Windenburg. Tomorrow there's going to be another build, as I said, and that is an apartment speed build, so that is using custom content as well. We'll try and find some other styles that we can do CC free, because I tend to stick to like suburbans, or maybe we can do a modern one that's CC free, I'm not too sure. But anyway, we are going on to screenshots, and I want to say thank you so much for all your support recently, for watching my videos and leaving all your comments, and I will be back very soon. Bye guys!